Right, we're going to point the garden wall that we've just built, and we're going to be using NHL5 Otterbein, which is, to me, the best lime that you can get. Right, mixing lime. This is a long bit. So, buckets. You need to gauge your lime. You need to make sure you got level pailfuls at all times. There we go. Right, now, so on a lime course, you're recommended to weigh your sand and your lime, but it's fine if you just use level pailfuls. I'm just going to talk you through this a wee bit as we do it. So you want to have you want to keep yourself maybe 2 or 3 pails. You have one for your sharp sand, one for your building sand, and one for your lime, and then you want to just be recycling the buckets, because when you get to the end, you clean the buckets out by just putting water in it, and you use the water that you've used to clean your buckets out, and you use that for the mix. It's perfect, and you've got clean buckets. And you don't have to be having disgusting buckets like you see some people do. If you see a tradesman with dirty tools and minging dirty buckets, get rid of them. Right, when you're opening these bags of cement or lime, right, hold it at the top, dunt it once, twice, give it a good shake, because the powder gets stuck up in these bits, and just pull it off, and then you don't end up with powder everywhere. And then you sort of get a wee spout, or you turn it back. I recommend pick this up, put this in a plastic bag, because the bags are rubbish. So pick it up and put it in a plastic bag, and then that way you've got something, because this will actually take you a long way. If you're just doing pointing in your garden, try and put it in a bigger tub as well, and it'll stop you getting mess everywhere, but you've got a tarpaulin down, so it's fine. And just be careful, because it'll bounce up. It's really light, so it'll bounce up. You need to be careful of your eyes. I've tipped the mixer up here, so that when I pour it in, it's still going to bounce back out in my face. You can get somebody to put a tub over as you throw it in, but it's So when you mix cement, you have to put water in first. When you mix lime, you have to mix it dry. Make sure you've got it mixed thoroughly, properly. Get it dry, mixed through. A good 5-10 minutes in the mixer. It needs to be mixed through properly all the way through. Then you're going to add your water. And you're going to add it, and you just need it to a decent. You don't want it too wet, because if it too wet, it dries it and it just cracks. So you have to make sure it's dry-ish to reduce shrinkage in the mortar, because you don't want all that sort of, if you've got a high percentage of water in the mix, and that as soon as that goes at the point and then evaporates, you're just going to crack your mortar. It's going to just fail. Here we go. Clean out your pails, recycle your pails, recycle your water. So just mix through the water and all the pails in it, they're all nice and clean, and you've not got lime residue and sand build up on the bottom of the pails. You've always got a clean pail. We're going to be putting what's not quite a plasticizer, but it's a kind of like a water retainer. It's called USD. I'm putting this in the mix and it stops water rising to the top. It helps a bit of shape in the mortar when you point. Just holds the water in the moisture in the point in, so that way it doesn't go off too quick, doesn't crack, doesn't fail, and you kind of have to spend less time looking after it, to be honest, and it's decent. Right, when you're pointing, if you're right-handed, point right to left. If you're left-handed, point left to right. Or turn your hand round. Like, point your joints first if you want, and then point into that, so you've got a solid bit of mortar to be pointing into. Because if you point the opposite way, you end up with like holes in your mix, and you need to scoop up a decent bit so that it fills the gap, fills the joint. It has to be packed it properly. That way when we go to beat it back later, it's also going to find out the extra small crevices and spread the mortar out a wee bit and finish it a wee bit. You'll see when we get the brushes out in a couple of minutes. Right, so here we go. So if you've got a sort of bigger piece with sort of nothing in it, you want to slap mortar into it, get it filled it properly, fill it with a decent piece that's going to be filling the joint. You want it to be a nice shape so that it kind of goes, it looks decent. You want to pat it in, tap it in with your trowel, end of your trowel. Hold it in as you're doing this, and then point around it. If you don't hold it in, it's just going to fall out. Here's our first day of just doing the cups. So we pointed, that's 12 square metres and 6 and a bit square metres of cups. Linear metres of cups, not square metres of cups. Linear metres.
Smells of crack, man.
Right, so this is the difficult part. So you want to be tamping it first. You want to go over it once, like this. You want to let it dry a wee bit. You want to go over it again, like this, and tamp it. You want to let it dry out. Then you want to go over it with a stiff brush, like a churn brush. These are actually the wrong brushes to be using, right? So somebody will probably comment. These are the wrong brushes. You should really use what's called a churn brush, and this is your finish. You want to leave the aggregate nice and proud. So after you've brushed it like that, you're going to then go over it with like a deck brush, a nice stiff bristle brush over it, and get your sharp sand just out nice and proud. And then we're going to wash it. We're going to wash it down after it with a hose, and we're just going to keep washing it, covering it with hessian, washing it, covering it with hessian. And here is the finished article. Still going to get another brush in that, but there we go. That's pretty much as decent as we can make it for YouTube, and on to the next job hopefully. So there's that pointing again. Give me a wee subscribe if you're interested in this kind of stuff, and you might learn something hopefully. Bye bye. Sorry, this is the side that I done. The other side was Greg. So there you go.